I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who feels this way, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is sounding more and more like a Democrat every time I see her. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Republican House Rep from Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Is it just me, or does she sound more and more like a Democrat every time you hear from her? What's going on? I don't know what happened. Maybe somebody got to her. Maybe somebody got under her skin. Maybe somebody annoyed her, made her mad. But usually when you see a Republican or a Democrat and they go on television or on their social media or on a podcast or whatever, they are speaking about their party in a positive way. They are promoting the ideas of that party. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, on the other hand, is kind of chipping away at the Republican Party. The first violation, in my humble opinion, that I really saw that made me think this way was when she was defending illegal aliens in the workforce. That's the first thing. But the second thing is criticizing Republicans right now during the shutdown because of inaction on healthcare. Now, my thing is, okay, aren't you in Congress? Aren't you a member of Congress? So where is your personal responsibility in all of this? Or are you just out there to criticize and that's it? Now, before I go any further, let's get to the first clip first. This is about the illegal aliens in the workforce. Then we're going to get to the whole thing about healthcare and the shutdown and whatnot. And of course, I will link to both videos in the box if you want to see them and hear them without my commentary. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
As a conservative and as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that.
Let's pause. What I hear from you right now, Marjorie, is that you want to keep the illegal aliens that you have on the job site there. You don't want to hire Americans. You want to keep paying these guys next to no money under the table so you're able to make more money for yourself. This is the same sentiment echoed by the slave owners. Listen, if we free the slaves, who's going to pick the cotton? Man, I got to pay these guys to pick cotton now. I can't afford that. I'm going to go out of business. Okay, well, look, that's too bad, okay? Slavery is now illegal. Slavery is now over with. You got to figure it out. Same thing with you guys in certain industries where you rely upon the illegal alien labor. You got to figure something else out.
Right. So, and I'm going to get pushback on that, but it's, yeah. I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Yeah.
And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, ladies and gentlemen, our next president. Sorry, JD Vance.
No, I would never in a million years. First of all, I'm not voting for a woman to be the president. Call me whatever you want. That's fine. But a lot of women agree with me. If you agree and you are a woman, let me know in the comments. But that's the first strike. The second strike, she sounds just like a Democrat. She is not that much different in the AOC. I put her in the same category as AOC.
Well, I mean, there's people are saying it. I go to dinner parties.
Yeah, I heard you.
Well, by the way,
I heard you on Joe Rogan. As a conservative,
man, look, if she becomes part of the ticket, if she becomes a nominee, that'd just be disastrous for the nation. Disastrous. And I think that when you see female leaders in certain nations, that indicates a decline in the nation, in my humble opinion. But I know that might be seen as misogynist or whatever the buzzword of the day is. I get it, but I'm not wrong. Okay, I'm not wrong. Let's keep on going here. This is going to be on Bill Maher, and I got to pause that quite a bit because copyrights and whatnot. But again, it'll be in the box. Let's go ahead and roll it.
I mean, I would love to know what the Republicans really want to do about health care, which is the premiums are going to go up tomorrow.
Me too. I'm waiting for the plan. I haven't seen it yet.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're talking about you're waiting for the plan. You want to see what's going to happen, but aren't you in Congress? So I hope within this little 2-minute clip here, you say what you would like to do because you're in Congress. You are a House rep. You go to D.C. What is your plan? I would love to know, but I digress.
that's been a lot of my angst. So a lot of the things I say are against my own party, but they're mainly my frustrations in Congress. I believe that Congress should be solving a lot of these problems. However, Congress is not solving these problems. And I have Republican leadership. You know, looking at Obamacare, it was passed in 2010. It went into place in 2014, and premiums have skyrocketed ever since. It was good for some that couldn't afford health insurance or couldn't get health insurance, but for the middle class.
Now, before she gets into her point about it was good for some, but the middle class in the middle, Obamacare was a disaster from the beginning. And it was something that should never happen, number one. But number two, it's kind of like become entrenched. So just saying there's a problem with it and there should be a fix, okay, but that's easier said than done. And again, Marjorie, if you have a solution, I'd love to hear it because, again, you are in Congress.
Small business owners, people that had to buy their own insurance, it has crushed them. And so I've been demanding
Obamacare has crushed them? Obamacare is what's hurt them?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, for example, when Obamacare went into place, it took my own family of 5 health insurance policy from $800 a month to over $2,400 a month, more than our mortgage payment. And that's what so many people have experienced over all these years.
What's happening with the premiums, in my humble opinion, is you have basically socialism, communism. Okay, let's eat the rich. So if you got some money and they can get it from you, they will take your money, put that into the pot and pay for other people. That's not the way it should be. And then, of course, there's a bunch of other stuff happening behind the scenes, a lot of lobbyists, a lot of other things going on that is a lot easier to talk about than it is to actually solve.
But here's the big problem, is it's about to skyrocket in January of 2025. Here's why I'm angry. The Democrats passed Obamacare, but yet the Republicans have never done anything to correct the problems that exist with it. And
that's a lie, because one thing that Republicans did was eliminate that penalty. Remember? Because when Obamacare first came out, you were required to get it. And if you didn't get it, you paid a tax penalty. And that penalty was not optional to pay. So let's say, for example, you were getting a tax return. Well, all right. A portion of that would be taken straight away. They taxed your tax return to pay for Obamacare. Now, that mandate has been done away with by Republicans. So to say that we've done nothing is not correct. Yes, there are still problems, but let's not act like there was no action.
I blame my own party. That's absolutely wrong. And I don't think it's an easy thing to fix. However, it's something that we should have a plan for. And Mike Johnson, for a month now, cannot give me a single policy idea. And I'm angry about that.
I'm saying, though, Marjorie, you're in Congress. Like, maybe I'm just not really smart about this. Maybe I'm just, I got a pea brain, low IQ, whatever it is. But if you are in Congress, shouldn't you have some ideas? Shouldn't you be able to draft legislation? Aren't you a lawmaker? I'm just asking. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's right. She knows everything. Y'all let me know in the comments.
Is this your understanding of Obamacare, that it raises?
Well, I have to first start by saying I didn't suspect that I would come on and say I agree with Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene. But I do.
Of course not, because you have this guy. Okay, you see what's going on here. He is not going to agree with Republicans because Republicans don't speak this way. Republicans are not like her. She might as well just join the other side. Marjorie Taylor Greene, in my humble opinion, right now is just a centrist and a center-left person. The Democratic Party has gone so far to the left that regular Democrats are seen as MAGA conservatives. I'll link to that whole thing and the rest from both clips in the box, so you're able to see them there. But as I close, I want to say this. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't know what's going on. You got all this criticism, but where's your actual ideas? Maybe she's given some ideas in the past. Maybe I've not seen them. If you guys have them, let me know in the comments. Send me email, contact@anthonyblogan.com. Let me know what's going on. Because as of right now, I see Marjorie Taylor Greene as a Democrat in the Republican Party. The same kind of way that John Fetterman is a moderate Republican in the Democratic Party. That's kind of the way I see her right now. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion on Marjorie Taylor Greene? Is she telling the truth? Is she exposing the Republicans? Or is she just kind of getting in the way? I think Ted Cruz said it. It was like, look, don't listen to what she's talking about. Because at the end of the day, if you're not on the same page with your party, you're just in the way. If you're the one lone ranger out there screwing in the wind, you have no solutions. All you want to do is criticize on podcasts. You want to go on Bill Maher. You want to go on a Tom Dillon podcast. You want to go on The View and say stuff like that without giving any kind of constructive things that we can do going forward. You're just in the way, in my humble opinion. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.